What's going on, Shady People? Shady Penguinn here, welcoming you back to another live Pokemon Wi-Fi battle today against the shady person, Kyle, whose Twitter link is in the description. Remember, if you want a chance to be featured in one of these battles, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. My link is down there as well, and that's where I ask for battles. So today, we are back for our favorite Gen Top 6 Pokemon battles that we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. We did miss last week. We're back today with Gen 3, and I didn't realize how much power and how many Pokemon I loved in Gen 3, so I narrowed it down to potentially top 6. These are definitely in my top 10. Maybe some rearranging needs to be done, but you guys can check them out right now on the screen. In the number 1 slot, and this is heavily influenced by our Pokémon tournament gameplay, Sceptile's number 1 right now. Now, really quick, before we forget, if we can crush 2,500 likes down below, we'll have a second battle for you guys on Saturday with this team. If not, we'll just have the one be done, what have you. But I actually just had a practice battle. I like to do a practice battle with these teams before I start recording. It was against a shady person. I asked them on Twitter, and they 6-0'd me. They demolished me. So I don't know how this is gonna go. You guys can see the team makeup. You can see I have a couple of huge weaknesses, but these are some of my favorite Pokemon. So I want to just try to win my favorites for a little while because I'm kind of grown a little bored of just trying to build competitive teams. And that's why I decided to just use my favorite Pokemon from each generation while we come up on this Gen 7 hype. But I have Smug the Sceptile, Sakura the Milotic, Shenron the Salamence, which might be my favorite dragon type in general. We have Chip the Metagross, Bruce the Sharpedo, and Lilith the Gardevoir. I've always loved Gardevoir. When Wally got Ralts, I wanted Ralts. I got a Ralts too every time I played through 3rd gen, except for Omega Ruby Sapphire. Bruce, I grew really attached to. I've always loved Bruce's design. Then when I got a Mega, which I'm not using, by the way, if you guys notice, I'm not using any Megas during this whole favorite Gen 1 through 6 Pokemon because they didn't have Megas in their generation, so I don't want to use a Mega, which makes my team a little worse, but it's okay. I've always loved Bruce's design. It's fantastic Pokemon. I'm glad that I'm using it today. Metagross has just always been a monster. I loved Steven. I wanted to be Steven when I was a kid. I really did. And just being able to use Metagross, obviously, is going to make it in my top 6 Gen 3 favorite one. It's definitely my top 6 Gen 3. Might be top 4. Like, it's in the 4th slot right now. I'm not sure if I look at more than Bruce. It's kind of close right there. And Shenron, I mean, it's a freaking dragon. Let's just do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Salamence. But we're gonna rock out today. I'm gonna take a picture of my opponent's team so that I don't have to think about or don't have to worry about forgetting what he has brought today. Kyle has a Scizor, Empoleon, Magnezone, Bronzong, Mono Steel we're going up against. That's kind of cool. We got a Mono Steel versus favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, and my team does not like steel types. It really doesn't. I mean, I have the Metagross and the Sakura, but Bruce is frail. Shenron's Stab is resisted by every single one of my opponent's team. We have to, okay, so Shenron is the Moxie Choice Scarf variant. I'm not running Fire Blast. Of course, I decided because I had a fairy weakness on this team, despite the chip, and that I would run Iron Tail. Big regrets right now. What are we gonna do? I mean, Smug has HP Fire, which is great. That is fantastic. I kind of expect the Ferrothorn to lead. I'm gonna lead with Smug. I'm actually just gonna straight up lead with Smug. Luckily, my chip has Earthquake and so does Shenron. So we might have to, if we can get rid of that, gosh diggity darn, Skarmory will be good to go. But running Mono Steel, oh my gosh, what are the chances of a shady person, of Kyle, running a theme when I'm running a theme? He does open up with that Skarmory, so now I kind of have a decision to make. How much do I value Smug? I really don't value Smug too much, although the HP Fire is literally the only thing I have to hit that Ferrothorn for super effective damage. I have to admit that. But I think it's pretty obvious that I'm going to want to switch out, so I'm going to go for the HP Fire. I think he's gonna go Stealth Rocks. Because why would I want to take a Brave Bird turn 1? Why would I take a Brave Bird turn 1? That does only half. Please, please. Goes for the Stealth Rock. Beautiful, awesome. You know what that means? That means he has no safe switch in right now. He has no safe switch in right now. So that, oh, don't have Protect. Don't bring that out of range. Okay, it's gonna be a roll. I know that it's gonna be a roll. It's Pokemon, so it has to be a roll. It has to be a roll. Smug. If that high roll, unless this Skarmory has Protect, but they really usually don't. They usually have like Stealth Rock, Roost, Brave Bird, Whirlwind, Fit Spikes in there somewhere sometimes. Getting that Skarmory nice and low is nice for us. It really is. Okay, please, Sceptile, please. Yes! Oh my goodness, that's why I use you in Pokémon Tournament right there for that hidden power fire. Because that's clearly available in Pokémon Tournament, ladies and gentlemen. It has to be, it just has to be. I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. I had to put my AC on. It got really hot in here during that last battle. It got heated. So I had to go ahead and turn the AC on. We're gonna see Empoleon actually come through, which I definitely think is interesting. I think that the Ice Beam is fairly obvious. So I could switch out into Metagross, which is probably what I'll do because we have to scout if that's Heat Proof or Levitate Bronzong anyway. Or I could just stay in a Giga Drain. I feel like grass makes it so. I feel like Steel resists grass though, so Leaf Storm's really not going to do too much. Like I said, I could EQ. I have EQ on this Sceptile as well. It's a little mixed. Nice and naive. I'm gonna go ahead and go out into Chip. We have a lot of EQ users on this team. Despite not having any ground stab, we have a lot of EQ users. We're gonna go out into Chip here. And having to take down a Penguin is gonna be kind of rough for me. We're gonna take some Stealth Rock damage, which is always a drag, and then we're gonna actually see the Scald. Oh no. I am Assault Vest. That is a Life Orb. I was gonna say it did a lot of damage for me being Assault Vest. That is Life Orb. Unfortunately, I was wrong. I don't have EQ on here. I'm a fool of a Took. I think I'm gonna go for the Pursuit. That's right, I ended up going Pursuit because I wanted Dark type moves. I'm a fool. Because I already had so much EQ on my team. Let's go ahead and let's... Now, you know what? Nothing's coming in for free. We're going to Zen Headbutt. I know Steel resists, but Empoleon doesn't have the best physical defense. It's more specially defensive than anything. I think the EQ is fairly, like, I'm scared of the EQ. So, Chip, I need you to work your magic here. I really don't know if I like this set. He's gonna withdraw Empoleon. Like, I really don't know if I like this set. I could see Magnezone coming in. Ferrothorn's gonna come in. That's gonna be terrible for us. That's gonna take this like nobody's business. Pursuit would have just been great. Get a lot of damage off on that Empoleon. That does nothing. We're gonna see Iron Barbs, and I'm sure Rocky Helmet at this point. Yup, there's the Rocky Helmet. All right, so Chip, you are basically useless anyway. My problem with leaving you in is that my opponent's just gonna start setting up things. Like spikes and what have you. I'm gonna go into Smug. I'm gonna go into Smug right here. Now that Empoleon can't come in for free without something else getting sacked off, I'm gonna go into Smug. Really hoping for the lead seed, not the spikes. But I wanna get the Smug in here before we have to take the spikes. We're gonna see Curse actually, wow. My opponent definitely expected me to wanna stay and maybe pop off an EQ, live that and get his Curse up. Maybe he's Rest Curse Thorn. Considering we haven't seen an, oh no, we saw Rocky Helmet. But I'm gonna go for the HP Fire here. No reason not to. I mean, my opponent would be in this would be such a different match if I even liked one Gen 3 Fire type of one. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Camerupt and I really love me some Blaziken, obviously, but Blaziken wasn't really an option. Right, HP Fire, this should one-shot. There's no way this doesn't one-shot. What? Oh, Gyro Ball. Iron Head! Oh man, we're definitely in trouble, guys. We're gonna lose to Mono Steel. My team cannot handle Mono Steel, like at all. All right, I think our only hope. All right, our only hope is to go into Shenron and cross my finger. I have to cross my fingers about so many things. Oh my gosh. I have to cross that his Magnezone is not holding a balloon. I have to cross that the Bronzong is not Levitate. I just have to keep crossing right now. I have to keep crossing. This is terrible, man. If I was running like Choice Scarf Hydreigon, well, that's not 3rd gen, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? If I would have just put Flamethrower on this thing, like I was gonna say before, the only reason why this battle's even remotely interesting is because I don't have any fire types. I feel like, I mean, there are ways for him to answer. He's got an Empoleon. He's gonna withdraw, actually. Don't show me. Okay, goes into Empoleon, that's fine. This should still two-shot. This should still two-shot. This should definitely two-shot. Oh yeah, that two shots. Don't have Salic Berry. Do not, I think that I would still outspeed unless Salic Berry doesn't double. I feel like it doesn't double. I feel like it's 1.5. I really don't know. I'm a nervous Nelly. If his Magnezone has Air Balloon or his Bronzong has Levitate, he's going into that right now. He's gonna go into that right now. Oh my goodness. So something I brought up on Twitter, oh, Empoleon's gonna go for Protect. Something I brought up on Twitter is that I missed Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. I don't know if any of you guys would be interested in watching videos about that. I'm in the mood to just like binge play it and record like 20 videos and upload them periodically. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know by using the hashtag TCG down in the comment section and leaving a like on this video. That way I can really pay attention to the comments and I know that you guys would watch it. He's gonna withdraw on Polian, which means he's going out and Bronzong must have Levitate. UFO. Oh no, Magnezone has the Air Balloon. Okay, we gotta pop that. We gotta pop that. I think that Chip is useless here. I'm gonna go on to Chip. I think Chip is pretty darn useless at this point. Man, I can't believe that Ferrothorn lives in HP Fire from Sceptile. I'm pretty disappointed with Sceptile's ability to perform in battle. I really am. I guess that's why he has a Mega. I'm guessing that's why he has a Mega. I was really close to just bringing the Mega Sceptile because it really is top 5 favorite Mega designs for me. I freaking love it. I love Sceptile. We're gonna withdraw from Shenron here though and go out into Chip because Chip is pretty useless without having EQ. I think we're gonna see like a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt here anyway. We're gonna see Thunderbolt. That should actually, we are Assault Vest. We're not gonna live. I was hoping we'd live with a Sliver and get to pop that balloon. That's not the case. Options that we can do. We can go out into Lilith and go for a Focus Blast. And I didn't mention this, but my Lilith is actually running Focus Blast instead of Moonblast because I felt like I wanted that fighting coverage instead of Fairy Stab. I am very heavily defensive. Oh, Analytic. Oh, I'm very defensively invested. I have to admit, I could Calm Mind actually, but then I'm gonna go down to a Bullet Punch anyway as soon as Scizor comes in. So it's kind of pointless. If there's a Scizor on the opponent's, oh my gosh! Now that would have been great. Now that would have been great. Now that would have been great to have going for that Calm Mind. Okay, well at this point I have to go for a Focus Blast. Whether he stays in or not, I have to go for it. Calm Mind, I think a +1 Focus Blast would have definitely taken this thing out. I don't know that this is gonna even take him out. Like I said, I'm just trying to, considering he didn't go out into the Bronzong, I'm really hoping that Bronzong is Heat Proof and not Levitate, because then we can possibly get some EQ Moxie Sweep going. That's really our only chance. He's gonna withdraw UFO. I'm probably going out into the Scizor. Goes out into Bronzong here. Okay, so this is neutral if it connects. It does in fact connect, which is just fine. It's just dandy. That does a lot of damage. That really does a lot of damage. We're gonna get all of our HP back that we took from Stealth Rock damage. Oh no, we're missing 1 HP. I lied. Well, I can't stay in here, so I'm gonna go into Sakura. Man, I really want to win this battle. I want to win back-to-back for you guys. I really do. I haven't done that in so long. I haven't been battling that much. Pokemon tournaments have been taking over my life. I've been really enjoying playing other games. And like playing Pokemon battles like this, it's like just sprinkling a little enjoyment. Like when you eat if you just eat straight sprinkles, like you just eat sprinkles all the time, they don't taste that good. But when you put them on top of ice cream, they taste delicious. So this tastes delicious right now. Unfortunately, we're kind of in a rough spot here. My opponent has 5 Pokemon. I can't Toxic any of them, and Toxic's one of my moves. So I'm just gonna go for a Scald. I'm just gonna straight up go for a Scald. Let's Scald away. It's gonna do a decent amount of damage. Can we get the burn? No burn. There's a Zen Headbutt. Luckily, we have massive defenses, and we can actually recover up against this thing if we want to. I'm trying to consider if I want to or not. I think I do. I'm gonna recover. I'm kind of risking him switching into his Magnezone for free, but I really didn't think he would, and he doesn't right there. He could potentially miss the Zen Headbutt. He can go for an Explosion here. Confused right, actually. That sounds fun. That sound literally sounded fun. It's definitely unfortunate. I could predict the Zen Headbutt here and go out into Bruce. You know what? I need to make plays to win. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm going out into Bruce right now. Right now. Because he has to go for it. Zen Headbutt. That tastes so good. That tastes so good. All right, so we can go for a Crunch here pretty free. Crunch is actually our most optimal play. The only thing that does resist it is that Scizor. The Scizor is the one thing that resists it. But we can still get a defense drop into the waterfall. We're kind of gonna need all the help we can get. You know, if we get rid of this Bronzong, the only thing we have to worry about is popping the air balloon on that Magnezone. It's really the only thing. This is such a cool battle to feature on YouTube. Gen 3 versus Steel types. I like it. All right, so Scizor is going to come out to resist that crunch. Very well played, of course. I definitely, that's optimal play, but I couldn't take any risks right here. I couldn't have that Bronzong explode on one of my, oh, it's a crit. That's not a crit. That's not even a crit. You don't resist. Of course you don't resist, but I always think Bug resists Dark and it doesn't. It's just that Dark is weak to Bug. That's fantastic. I think I just take the Bullet Punch and go for Crunch again. Yeah. I mean, why not? Now, granted, he could be Mega, but even with the extra defense you get, I think that I'd still be able to take him out. It'd be really bad if not. It would be really bad if not. And that's if it's Mega Scizor. Not Mega Scizor, just gonna withdraw. Oh, that's the panic mode. That's panic mode right there. Ferrothorn is gonna come in to do some Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet. Pretty solid on my opponent's part because it takes away a target for Salamence to Moxie Boost against. And I get a lot of recoil damage. Now I think the hope is, okay, is Shady's Sharpedo gonna go down to a Bullet Punch from a Scizor? If he's Choice Banded, it's possible. Like, Sharpedo is super frail. UFO is actually gonna come out, that's fine. I know that you're Air Balloon, which means I outspeed you, which means I can get a beautiful waterfall off here and potentially flinch you. And all that really matters is that I pop that balloon. That's all that matters, is that I pop that balloon. Oh, come on, that's popped. That's popped. You're gonna flinch too? You don't flinch. That's fine. That's fine. It's A-okay, Bruce. You literally did what you had to do. That was the pressure that I needed to turn this match around right there. Because now that my opponent had to do that whole switching shenanigan, all he has left is the Magnezone, Scizor, and the Bronzong, I think, is still around. Is the Bronzong around? Oh, I really hope it's not around. I think it is. I'm gonna EQ. I have to hope that that Bronzong's fireproof and not Levitate. If it's Levitate, then we potentially, did I take it out? No, he switched it out with a little bit of HP left. He preserved it. Oh, please don't be Levitate. Please don't be Levitate. If you're Levitate, we lose. If not, we win right here, 3-0 against Mono Steel with my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. And that would feel great. I'm really glad because, I mean, this team is pretty scary still. It has Skarmory, Ferrothorn, Scizor. So since my team has no fire types, it makes for an interesting matchup. We're gonna EQ, there we go. There we go, okay. Now it all depends. Is he going to immediately switch out into Bronzong? If he immediately switches out into Bronzong, then I'm nervous. And if I wasn't Choice Scarf, I'd be fine right now. I would be so fine. Let's see, goes down to the Scizor. All right, Bronzong's not Levitate. Bronzong is not Levitate. Now the question is I think if he's Choice Banded, a Bullet Punch is actually gonna take us out. Do I risk that? I don't really see my other options. I gotta go for EQ here. I gotta go for EQ right here. I don't see my other options. I mean, I'm +1. The EQ will take him out. I know that, especially after that crunch. The EQ is gonna take him out. I always think Scizor resists crunch. Look at him, he looks like he can hide in the dark really well. I don't understand what my thought process is. Thought processes. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But Shenron should be able to pick it up here. I really feel like a Bullet Punch will take us out. Actually, hold on, where's Shenron? We resist that kind of stuff. Do we? No, Steel resists Dragon. See, Dragon, I feel like Dragon should almost be weak to Steel because like in like old mythical times, medieval ages, dragons were taken out by swords, which were made of steel. And, oh, it's Mega Scizor. Okay, so it's not Choice Banded, so a little less damage output. Does Dragon resist Steel? I always forget this matchup. Dude, always. One for the Bullet Punch, let's see. I feel like we don't. We don't. We live in though with 11 HP. Now, as long as we take him out, which we should definitely, and we do, even with that extra defense from the Mega Scizor, it don't matter. Shenron, get that Moxie boost. Get that Moxie boost. I don't know what that was. That was pretty bad. That was rough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doing that, guys. All right, Bronzong comes out. All right, now we just find out right now, are you Levitate? Are you Levitate? I think you're heat proof. Hey, you're heat proof. Of course it's heat proof. We would have gone down to it way before. Looks like we're gonna get ourselves, and something I haven't gotten in a long time is a Salamence. Actually, I don't know if I've ever gotten a Salamence Moxie sweep on the channel. I really couldn't tell you. Now, this was a crazy game because my opponent did go into panic mode. Once that crunch connected with Scizor and he saw all that damage, he was like, whoa, okay, this game just slipped away from me. And it did. It definitely slipped away at that point. That was like the turning point. So Sharpedo, huge props to you, but Shenron is definitely our MVP. I didn't ask you guys to vote in the comment section like I normally do. I do apologize for that, but hopefully in your minds, you thought Shenron was the MVP. Kyle, thank you so much for the battle. If you guys enjoyed out there, make sure you show some shady love to that thumbs up down below. Remember, if we crush 2,500 likes, we'll be back on Saturday for another Wi-Fi battle with this team. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it